Hey guys, as some of you may know, I fight a lot of Fatalis. My number of Fatalis kills is currently easily double of any other monster, and I do not plan to stop improving my Fatalis runs and gameplay as I continue to play Monster Hunter World. I want to give a more detailed guide on how I'm able to easily slam out at least 10 Fatalis kills in a single hour, making farming fast and giving players up to 5 minutes of free damage on Fatalis. This strategy involves using a support hunting horn and 3 DPS-oriented team members. As the support hunting horn, you'll be performing a lot of important CCs, item usages, and artillery. Since you're the sole deciding factor of whether your team gets an overall DPS gain or an extremely horribly drawn-out run, I also recommend having a good understanding of the hunt. With the exception of certain team compositions, there isn't too much in terms of on-the-spot adaptations, so I would rate the difficulty to be around medium-high on part of the hunting horn player, while the DPS players have a difficulty of around medium-low, since their sole responsibility is to deal as much damage as possible at all times. First, let's go over the build and team comp. For your team members, you're usually looking for weapons that can consistently deal large amounts of damage to the head. That means that you're usually looking for 3 melee weapons. In the run you're about to see, I have a heavy bowgun player in the party. Having a heavy bowgun player will drastically speed up each phase of the hunt, at the expense of doing no head damage. Having a single heavy bowgun isn't too much of an issue, and keeps the hunt going at a reasonable pace. But having 2 or 3 heavy bowguns instead of melee weapons means that you as a hunting horn player needs to be much more experienced or require a slightly different build to meet certain crowd control thresholds. In terms of your build, it uses mainly a Fatalis set with all the necessary jewels for an efficient support playstyle. The items of note are the Ardian Waste and the Safi'jiiva Bindhorn. The most important upgrades to get on the Bindhorn are the attack melody at maximum level and ancient divinity. All other upgrades should go towards status buildup. Using this setup allows players to get maximum affinity to trigger critical status when they hit tenderized areas. This helps build up the Bindhorn paralysis. Here are the items that you need to make this farm work: Mega Demon Drugs, Demon Powder, Might Pills, Great Sushi Fish Scales, Rations, Dash Juice, Ivies, Smoke Nuts, and Smoke Bombs. I will go over when you will use each item as we get to it in that section, so that I don't dump too much information at once. Before you go into the hunt, take a look at your team comp. If your team has no weapons that are overtly dependent on stamina, such as the bow and the dual blades, then you are able to forego bringing dash juice and rations. However, bringing anything else would only serve to clutter your inventory if you do not like to use the radial menus for some reason or another. I also recommend putting your Might Pill and Smoke Bomb onto your radial menu for instant access. Now that you're prepared, we can go straight into the hunt. In Phase 1, as you exit out the cutscene, you will want to prepare the following songs: Self-Improvement and Attack Boost Large. Do not play the songs. Instead, drink a Mega Demon Drug. This allows everyone to enter the fight under the effects of the demon drug, but will not make you too slow to enter the fight if someone runs into the fight prematurely. If no one has left yet, you can just grow a pair and lead the charge. If you were the first hunter to drop, then it is most likely that Fatalis will target you first. Dodge his attack and drop a smoke bomb at his feet. If someone else has already done this step, then you should be entering the fight while Fatalis is looking around. While your teammates do the initial tenderizing, you can use this opportunity to play the songs with an encore, giving your teammates an extra large attack boost and yourself some more damage and movement speed. Right afterwards, you will want to do either the following: drink dash juice if your team has a stamina dependent weapon. Otherwise, you can skip straight to use the Demon Powder and Might Pill. At around this time, Fatalis will be dropping to all fours from the chest damage. Grab any nearby slinger ammo that can be lying around, either the dragon pods or the stones will work, and wallbang him. Immediately after the wallbang, you should be putting on the Apothecary Mantle, eating a Might Pill if you have not used it yet, then place a Smoke Bomb, again at Fatalis' feet, placing it deep enough for Fatalis to lose aggro on all players, while not placing it too close to the crotch that it will trigger a step back and roar. If you did this correctly, Fatalis should start looking left and right. If you want a full guide on how smoke bombs work, I'll be linking one of my old smoke bomb videos in the description. Right after placing the smoke bomb, you will want to start spamming spins onto Fatalis, preferably hitting the chest in order to build up paralysis status. If you have more heavy bowguns on your team, this step is much more rushed, and you'll be hard pressed to get every single hit in order to trigger the paralysis before the phase 1 is over. With melee weapons, you have a bit more time, but good melee DPS means you can miss one spin at most. If you manage to trigger the phase 1 paralysis, congratulations. You have completed what I feel like is the most stressful part. Eat a ration if you have a stamina dependent weapon, followed by a smoke bomb deep into Fatalis' crotch, then eat a might pill. This might be a good time to talk about what I look for when I attempt to do a double smoke. After the first smoke, it is important to not use the clutch claw until you see the following icon on your minimap. When Fatalis has a purple question mark over its icon on the minimap, it is guaranteed to roar after whatever crowd control it is currently under ends. That is the cue that your character can safely clutch claw if the situation calls for it. You will then prepare the following songs on Fatalis' paralyzed body: knockbacks negated and melody effects extended. As Fatalis gets up, wait for Fatalis to roar, then drop another smoke at Fatalis' chest, favoring the side where the majority of your party is positioned. If you did time and position this smoke bomb correctly, Fatalis should end up looking left and right again. If not, then it will fly away to finish phase 1. Just because it is ending phase 1 does not mean your job is done. As the party hides away under the steel cover, you will take this opportunity to perform and encore the 2 songs you just prepped. After the performance, put on the temporal mantle, grab the nearby set of binders, eat a might pill, and then smoke bomb before Fatalis turns around in his flight. This is the start of phase 2. If everyone knows what they are doing and smoke bombed, Fatalis should land on the ground. At around this time, you will unload the entirety of the roaming ballista ammo to knock down the Fatalis. Once Fatalis has been downed, you can then run over, eat a might pill, and place a smoke bomb again at its crotch. You will attempt to do a double smoke here, followed by a head tenderize once you notice the purple question mark over Fatalis' icon. The windows of opportunity that you have granted, combined with your party's DPS, should have accumulated enough to the point where you are able to break Fatalis' head at around this point. If you are running with a heavy bowgun, this may not be the case. In short, if there is a head break, attempt a double smoke. The head break here will be your opportunity to eat another might pill and a ration for your stamina weapon, and to prepare a melody effect extension again. If you succeed in the smokes, you will also have time to re-tenderize the chest, allowing you to forego another re-tenderize if everyone is outputting good damage. In the phase 3 transition, you should have the time to pull the lever, but I recommend playing the melody as soon as you cross the gate to make it clear that you will not be pulling the lever. If Fatalis is far away from the gate when it flies away for the next Nova, you'll be very pressed for time to reapply demon powder and another might pill. With Earplugs 5, you are now able to ignore all roars, including the shockwave from the roar into phase 3. Once the animation is completed, you're able to freely snipe Fatalis out of the air with the binder, before grabbing the other nearby binder and eating a might pill as you drop down. After placing the smoke bomb at the crotch, you can wait for the question mark icon before re-tenderizing the chest if you have not done so. Otherwise, wait for the roar. Here, you're able to choose between doing a chest smoke or smoke at the crotch again. Usually, the DPS should have dealt enough damage for yet another head break at this point, giving you more time to reapply the might pill and rations, and then setting down a smoke before doing some additional damage. If your team does not get the head break, that is perfectly fine. All you have to do is do the second binder first, and use that as a second opportunity to break the head instead. Here, I prefer going the safer option, and go for a single crotch smoke as Fatalis recovers from the head break, so that I have time to run over to the binder for a second binder shot before Fatalis has an opportunity to fly away for our phase 3's threshold novas. A double smoke here as Fatalis recovers should allow your teammates to finish off the last bit of Fatalis' health. We were a little bit slow on the damage here, but after it flies away for the Nova, it falls soon after landing. For the sake of saving your time, I will be skipping the footage of the Nova. I had to choose a relatively slower run for the purposes of being able to explain each step thoroughly, but with a well-oiled and well-practiced team, Fatalis kills can be condensed down to 5 minutes or less each run, saving players a lot of time in grinding out their kills. While you won't be guaranteed evil eyes while playing with heavy bowguns, the sheer number of Fatalis that your team can kill in the span of an hour makes up for it. If this video has helped you out, or if there are any questions or concerns, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time.